Man da weit aus, da wird attackiert. Gelb, das ist Marschall. Die beiden blauen Renner, das ist Van der Linde und Lapperlein. Lapperlein Start Nummer 4 und Van der Linde mit der 31 zu zweit. Jetzt geht es auf diesen schnellen, ultraschnellen Rechtsknick.
Aber innen zwei sich streiten, freut sich der Dritte.
Innen geht Lapperlein durch. Der gelbe Renner von Marschall blinkt in der Seitenscheibe. Das heißt, da wird die Leistung genutzt. Und das sehen Sie. Der kann sich damit behaupten vor Lapperlein, der eigentlich innen schon durch war. Außen fährt Van der Linde mit. Ja, was ist denn das?
Jetzt auf der Bremse kommt der junge Mann aus Südafrika. Und
Wiederholung zu zweit und dann will eigentlich Lapperlein innen durch. Aber dann sehen wir sofort, aber momentan tut sich da noch nichts. Der Safety Car hat sich noch nicht in Bewegung gesetzt.
Und wie ist es passiert? Oh ja.
Oh, mit Vorbande. Oh.
Es war ein Over-Optimistic-Bremsmanöver unseres bulgarischen Neueinsteigers mit der Nummer 6. Ich hab ihn, hätte er besser den Anker geworfen. Das war zu viel des Guten.
Ja, den Anker hat er schon geworfen, Stefan, nur halt irgendwie einen halben Kilometer zu spät. Und hat sich dann ganz unsanft an der 23 abgebremst. Ja, der kriegt heute auch von allen Seiten irgendwie eine drauf. Also die erste Nummer heute Morgen, die hat er selbst verursacht. Aber hier kann er jetzt mal gerade gar nicht für. Und schon ist irgendwie die Beifahrertür auf der Mittelkonsole gelandet. Ja, unglücklich sicherlich da die Aktion von...
Message line on the timing screen doesn't yet report anybody being in strife. And then have a look at Van der Linde on the outside. Dennis Marschall thought he got the job done, but I think they lent on each other, didn't they, coming through the second part? Yes, there's one bit of contact, and Marschall then gets forced out wide. Van der Linde sideways, almost a Scandinavian flick that to get it round the corner. Eksgaard gets sideways, and then that was the contact.
This was a separate incident going into turn one, a spin for lefter off. Yeah, all on his own, that I think.
It was oh so briefly ahead of Lindholm. You know, I said Gassira Des was feisty. Well, she's also sideways and a bit gravelly.
Good car control, eh?
Absolutely. And how did you get there? Well, this was Philip Ellis in replay, who had a go, braked himself, straightened it through the gravel. Doesn't gain out of all of. He was on the inside. Oh, Philip Ellis it was on the outside, the aggressor, and then gets into the back fairly substantially, I would say. That was more than just a tap, wasn't it?
So quickly as well. Yeah. And here are two guest drivers, Richard Mead and
oh dear, Sonka Bredalov.
Sonka Bredalov getting his own back.
Coming out of the chicane, bounces over the curb. Is that one unsettles it? Oh yes, massively unsettled. Right, demolishes the markers. Very successful in the German GT Championship. And his uncle, many years ago, was a very quick Formula Renault racer in the UK as well. He's certainly being impressive. Less impressive, I'm afraid. Yves Meyer, with a big slide coming out of the chicane. He's
make no difference to the championship as far as I'm concerned. Therefore, I'll let him do the hard work.
Yeah, exactly. So here was the start of the incident down into the hairpin. And there were three abreast, all the orange and white cars together. Bit of wheel banging through the corner. And then he got a tag on the back and sent to the inside into the catch fencing there. It was the 6 car of Pavel Lefterov that sort of initiated that. He didn't get involved in the incident, but he pulled the move off that sort of grouped them all together.
Safety car is out, Chris. Sorry to interrupt.
That's right. And then the other two, look. Holton sort of came across, didn't he? And tried to cover the line off. Patrick Eksgaard then was already alongside him, and that was where the contact happened. Eksgaard was, kind of there, and Holton was perhaps not quite aware that the other driver was quite so close to him, and it was relatively minimal contact, but it was in the right, at the right angle, at the right speed for that car to flip around. But
beat me and you in the queue, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he can commentate on this one then, can't he?
Oh, that was a fair clatter into that wall.
It was, yeah.
But did you notice how the wall did not bend?
Yeah.
That doesn't give
spring coming off the car there, look. So
suspension's
collapsed, doesn't it? That was a pretty hefty hit, wasn't it? It's unforgiving around here, isn't it? You make go on, you're in the wall.
See it from the front now. Oh yes, that was quite an impact. Well, needless to say, with coil springs rolling across the track and various bits of Audi Sport TT Cup car to recover that car, sure enough, safety car is out.
Yeah,
so that was quite an impact as well.
Back right wheel looks caved in a little bit as well.
Yeah, we can see it from the the front.
I wonder if it was
whether
helped along there. Marcus Martinez was trying to get the inside of him into the hands.
Was. Let's see a replay of this incident then.
Was Rudest. She's tumbled down the order.
Ooh.
She'd already been overtaken, and then also clattering in was Leftrov, wasn't it? Coming out of the corner, I think. The orange car. Yeah, she got a second whack there from Leftrov just to add insult to injury.
Yeah, that's
big dent in the side of her.
back limits surround the fact of whether you have 2 or 4 wheels over the white line, which demarks what is a runoff.
Whoops.
Cahill in the all-yellow number 14 machine. Now, he had a real sideways moment at the last turn. And there you can see how that number 97 car connected with that concrete wall. The car bends, the concrete wall does not.
Might just get away with that, mightn't he?
It's quite an impact, wasn't it?
Yeah. And here's what happened, all on his own, four-wheel drift, bang! That was a hefty hit, and the driver leading the championship before the weekend started. Now 1 point behind Dennis Marshall, likely to be a lot more points behind him at the end of this one because Marshall leads and Van der Linde is out.
Yeah, he's not going to return from that to take part in the race. So Sheldon Van der Linde, did he get collected? No, that was good spatial awareness by everyone else, wasn't it?
Emma Lindo did a great job, didn't he?
So did Degrassi too.
Yeah.
Well, that is very, very uncharacteristic, isn't it? To see a mistake. And it was a mistake because he's sideways, he's sliding, isn't he?
Yeah, gets on the power, and it's so easy to understeer into that wall, though, isn't it? Because on a normal line, you're within, what, 5 centimetres of the wall? Yeah. On a normal, perfect line.
Must have looked in the mirror and thought, oh, Christmas, I'm going to get out of the way here. There, look.
Now, left off round, but was that the... Yeah, that was the...
OK, let's see how that unfolded, hopefully, from this shot from the cherry picker above the main grandstand. So through the Tarzan turn number 1 they go. Pick it out. Oh. Well, Yves Meyer was a complete passenger in that, and I think was that not started by Simon Larson?
It was got into Exard, who's actually been able to continue on. He got bogged down slightly in the grass, and I think it was Larson just went back across the circuit and took out Meyer.
Well, that was really, really nasty to see. And there you can see the dust coming off. Xavier Daff was involved in that, the journalist as well, in the guest car.
I think what's actually quite unfortunate there is a big dust cloud on the left-hand side of the circuit. So some of the drivers have actually moved to the right-hand side of the circuit. They're avoiding the accident, they're avoiding dust, but it's just...
And there with Xavier Daff, and says something about the integrity of these Audi Sport TT Cup cars. And getting all the super slow-mo replays we can of... as this unfolded, and there's so little that the drivers and their respective engineers can...
Ooh, there's a clash late on in the race.
Yeah, so that was between Holton, involved in that crash yesterday as well. Oh, here we see it, just the back end got away there.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite easy to do. There were...
I was talking to a driver yesterday, as we see in replay, and it's just, once you get one wheel on the grass, you're a passenger there, aren't you?
Oh, exactly, yeah. As soon as you get one wheel on the grass anywhere here, you just seem to get... because they're coming back from such a...
Whoa, that was a slide! Whoa, that's
Rally.
Paul Holton again. That's a...
Last turn.
Well, this is Paul Holton then. Not for the first time. Going on to the loose stuff and having to use opposite lock to control the car, and... that will find Paul Holton right down to the back of the order now, running in P16 or 17, I would think, as he drifts that car sideways across the track. And here it is in replay. And was that a consequence of just carrying a little bit too much speed?
Yeah, also I think this is the guy that hit the wall flying off there.
Well, this incident is under investigation now. To be fair to Gazira Dest, she had gone around the outside, and there was a bit of a squeeze between the two of them there, wasn't there? And
yeah, I think they both needed to leave each other a bit more room.
Yeah.
But both had battered each other, and then unfortunately a passenger on the wet grass, and then there was a second contact.
And that's what really did for the Garcia Rodest car in terms of the damage. At this point, you know, as you say, Nick, that grass is still damp. It doesn't matter what you do. You can brake, you can turn, you can do anything. You're not going to control it, are you?
No way. No, it sticks on damp grass. Unfortunately, it feels like you actually speed up, although you don't.
Yeah, no, and it really looks like it as well.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't get any.
7 und Josh Cagle auf 8. Auf der 9. Position Finn Ellis und da gibt es erneut einen Treffer. Diesmal ist es Hofbauer, der getroffen wird und dann auch noch den 14er Wagen, der da irgendwie jetzt noch mit weiterfahren kann. Das also erneut Lefterow, der links im Bild spät auf der Bremse ist und dann innen über den Curb sich in Hofbauer hineinbohrt. Also wenn Lefterow in der Runde vorher den Verbremser hatte, okay, aber jetzt erneut und dann auch im Zuge dessen Josh Cagle da noch mit in Mitleidenschaft gezogen wird.
Der Saison, wir haben ja eine Veranstaltung mehr als noch im Vorjahr, ist im zweiten Jahr, und da sehen wir noch mal. Also er probiert es natürlich mit allem, was er hat.
Ja.
Am feinsten.
Ja, das ist mit Anlehnen, wobei, ja, da wird viel drüber diskutiert. Ne? Van der Linde hat da aber eine perfekte Car Control. Ich meine, die Bilder täuschen so ein bisschen, dass Marshall sich die Kabine ab.
Ja, der Sprecherkabine ist Adlerhaus. Da hat in der Tat die Aufhängung das krumm genommen. Wir sehen aber auch nochmal, dass Goja Redesh natürlich dem Max Hofer kaum Raum lässt.
Aber interessant ist, dass die Aufhängung auf der rechten Seite kollabiert. Das sehen wir gleich jetzt in der Einstellung von hinten. Den Treffer gab es links. Kann damit zusammenhängen, dass man in der Schikane ein bisschen hart geräubert hat. Jetzt siehst du, wie rechts das Rad von der
Wie gestern, dass sie plötzlich allen anderen die Chance geben, doch noch aufzuholen. Die Safety-Car-Phase kam natürlich gestern Jonas Lapperlein ein bisschen entgegen.
Oder irgendwas sich entzündet, dann sieht das sehr schnell spektakulär natürlich aus. Hier sehen wir Sheldon van der Linde nochmal. Die Kamera fängt ihn da ein. Das war schon nach Kurve 1. Und dann dreht sich Marshall raus und der Rest ist einfach dann eine unglückliche Kettenreaktion.
Ja, bei Avoiding Action, der rutscht dann genau rein in die 33.
Ja, da sehen wir, wie der Sprit vorne rausdrückt und sich dann, nachdem er wieder losfahren wollte, also er war da noch guten Mutes, relativ schnell entzündet, bleibt dann stehen, stellt das Auto ab, ist mittlerweile draußen, das können wir ganz klar sagen. Hier sehen wir links im Bild nochmal den eigenverschuldeten Dreher von Dennis Marshall. Also Van der Linde, der Polesetter, dreht sich in Kurve 1 fast raus und Marshall mit dem Dreher in Kurve 2 löst damit eigentlich dieses Chaos aus. Das muss man glaube ich, ganz klar so sagen.
Emil Lindholm leider auch drin verwickelt, Christoph Hofbauer verwickelt. Die Autos werden jetzt aufgestellt, natürlich in einer Reihe bei Start und Ziel und warten dann auf das Okay der Rennleitung, wenn das Auto geborgen ist. Löscharbeiten laufen. Danke im Übrigen, wir haben es gestern schon einmal erwähnt, auch an die ganzen Streckenposten, DMSB-Staffel. Ohne die geht so eine Großveranstaltung ohnehin nicht. Also tief durchatmen, die legen ja gleich mal wieder los. Man könnte sagen, wie die Feuerwehr, oder?
So, Wiederholung. Hier werden wir bestimmt den Dreher sehen. Genau den Dreher von Xavi Forés, den Spanier. Sonst auf 2 Rädern unterwegs, jetzt auf 4 Rädern und hier.
Are going to have to be recovered. So, up the inside was Chaz. That opened the door for Patrick Egsgaard. Chaz Davis came back, and then, in fairness, the two of them were almost locked together. In fairness, there was significant contact between the two of them. You can see Chaz is trying to steer out of it, but somehow the two cars locked together. And that meant that they were both going to end up into the barriers. And sadly, we'll be taking no further part in this. You can see it from another camera angle here. And the Chaz Davis car actually pirouetted around before they... the Yves Meyer car... Well, yes, there was. So, Chaz, the motorcycle racer, has had a rough old time of it in the Audi Sport TT Cup. Yesterday involved in an incident with Patrick Egsgaard. Today involved in an incident with Yves Meyer, and on both occasions ends up into the barriers. Now, where that car is situated, if it can be recovered quickly from there, there is the potential that we could continue without a seat.
Und Dreher bei Drew Rich. 2015 war er australischer Formel 4. Ist er in der australischen Formel 4 Meister.
Wieder gerade zu ziehen, aber Cagle hat dagegen gehalten und dadurch sie aus dem Rennen herausgedrückt. An der Spitze hat Marshall zu tun mit Lapperlein, der ganz lockerlässig dahinterher fährt, während wir hier uns die Wiederholung noch mal anschauen. Es ist auf Start und Ziel jetzt mit Sheldon van der Linde auch schon wieder richtig eng gegen Lindholm. Ist da das Manöver auf der Bremse außenrum nicht wirklich möglich? Auf den Monitoren sehen wir uns noch die Wiederholung an, wie Kegel da das Auto rumdreht. Es war die 3, es war Goscha Radesh, die da geT-boned wurde. Ja, da schiebt er sich innen auf dem Gras so daneben und dreht sie um. Auch die 42, du hast es angesprochen, Patrick Exkart war da involviert.